Alright. Hi, everyone. Let's check out this game. I don't know much about it. I guess it's a visual novel. So that's all I know. But it looked interesting. I'm trying to change the volume. Though I've heard there is no voice acting here. Doesn't matter. Don't turn off the system. Привет, Влад. Я не знаю. Я не знаю, что это. Это, походу, визуальный новелл. Такие знаменитые игры не знаешь. Как же так? Как дела? Выздоровел? Лучше, да, хорошо. Я понимаю, это что-то среднее между визуальной новеллой и вот этими играми, типа Late Shift или Try Not to Die, когда актеры реальные снимаются, и ты выбираешь действия, которые приведут к разным концовкам. Короче, выглядело прикольно. И стоило недорого. Она, по-моему, 2006 года. На комп только что вышла. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. Follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully you can see them all through the day. To start, you have the two characters, Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. Я пока не могу. Интерфейс. Это напоминает, ну, наверное, с PlayStation 2 еще. Да, очень необычная игра. Если можно назвать ее игрой. Кинцо. Just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 a.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Wasn't the perp really going to show up? When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. I see. Если бы я жил в Японии, можно было бы понять, какой год, судя по вывескам. Samsung. Много рекламы какой-то певицы, или кто это? Ая Камики. A throng of people crossing this way and that blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Alright, another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. Статуя этого Хатика. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Tomio Sava, age 19. The attaché case in her hands contained a full 50 million yen in cash. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This wasn't a ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night, at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue. I guessed it right. Я угадал, это Хатика, статуя Хатика. Просто угадал. Hachika in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmur just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kana. Quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kana tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious. Sasayama. Kana frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Usually Sasayama was a senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases in the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press stop to underline a tip, and press space. This will let you read some extra info. And the ones that are 4 to 8 specific, these are marked with K. It's not marked. Okay, it's marked. Official names Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people, 32 neighborhoods, including... they just list all the neighborhoods. Okay. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but the word around the station was that he just liked playing dress up. Hey pal, spare some change. Sayama lurched to his feet and shuffled and close to Kana. Hey, knock it off. Fittingly for the part, Sayama rigged pretty badly. Well, I ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kana with more camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempt to pull away. Come on, Sasayama. Get it out. Sayama's blithe confidence rattled Kana's nerves. Of course, there was good reason for that confidence. This was Kana and Sasayama's jurisdiction, a particular region over which an organization or a member has control or authority. The Metropolitan Police Department, at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy, has vastly more authority than local precincts, since many officers wind up needing to work with both. The outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas may it seem. But they would position a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. Sometimes two or more tips will appear repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Highlight the tip. So this game is basically like a guide tour to Japan. Statue Hachiko. Bronze statue of a dog, erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for the absent master. Well known as a meet-up spot outside of Shibuya Station. Other popular meet-up spots at the station are in Display Car, the original Green Frog, Moyai Stage, and HQ. Hi 8-bit, hello. Did you just wake up, I guess? HQ here refers to the Metropolitan Police Department, the Tokyo Police Section responsible for managing 101 precincts within the city, Japan's largest police organization. In addition to police in Tokyo, it has various other duties and authorities for maintaining public order in the capital. Okay. Ken and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax, we'll be fine. Sayama gave him a wink. A moment later, The radio squawked in Kana's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. That's HQ. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operation director. I can almost highlight every word. The individual responsible for directing the investigation. It's like these tips are for people who never watched a single TV show about police. If a task force is set up, the operations director is the one who assumes command. TV dramas and other fictional accounts often feature some young prodigy from the MPD as operation director, but then in reality, the position usually goes to a proven veteran. Just woke up, made coffee, took care of some simple tasks, and got myself some totally healthy breakfast. That's cool. Yeah, I ate pizza. It's not healthy. No, I woke up pretty early as well, like 9 hours ago. I've been to a train station. One of my relatives was traveling to another city. So yeah, I've just started. So this game is more like visual novel, I guess. It's some girl has been kidnapped, and there is an operation, police operation. They trying to catch the kidnapper. Pieces of various donuts. Oh, that was sarcasm. I see. So yeah, my breakfast was always almost as healthy, I guess. Until last year, he'd been the Shibuya precinct's head detective and Kana supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kana's ear. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Well, Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he'd intended, though the suit had his muscular physique. It did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money? Was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they would deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, and so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. I suppose you don't spend all the time at the train station. It's near in Europe. So having quirks, I guess that counts as a change of pace. Yeah. I've been there a few times. I traveled. I used this train station maybe once only, or twice. I think it was built by. All I know about it, it was built after Second World War by prisoners. So it has some history. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whomever came to make the handoff on site. The culprit ran with the money. There would be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Still nothing. Sayama muttered. There he is. He's here. Prison labor, nice. Kuzi broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. Why I can highlight excited chirp? Kuzi's particular vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching his voice. Okay, that was important. Or for voice acting, I guess. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and orange hoodie. Kuzi, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. It only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kana and Sasayama steeled themselves. You could see the subject now. The 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hitomi to talk to her. Alright people, be ready to grab this guy. Yeah, I'm sure that's just a random guy. Kuzi was stationed in a mobile command center, not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detectives watched, uncertain. Wasn't this really the kidnapper? Oh, can I choose? You will encounter selections like this during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, in addition to changing your own fate. The current choice will not impact your or any of the other protagonists. That's gotta be him. Kinda took a step forward and hesitated, or the situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. So I guess this game doesn't look like Zero Time Escape, though I don't really know how Zero Time looks like. I was just in a very small part of it. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. On the third, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Your choices are all super important, but not this choice. This choice isn't important. I've been playing for half an hour. I want important choices. I need them. Tami refused to respond, becoming as motionless as the statue of Hachihi behind her. Until finally the man gave up and walked away. Guess it wasn't him. Kinda felt the tension in the moment linger in his spine. Guy must have been hitting on her. Why I can highlight this word. Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or a nearby establishment. First glance, it isn't always easy to tell the difference. This game officially has the most important tips and advice, pieces of advice. That's, I don't know. I mean, she's pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though, of course. Something in Sasayama's voice made Kana brace himself. He's got nothing on my Mi-chan. That music. Oops. Mei-chan was Sasayama's wife. They've gotten married just last month. Game is teaching Flume about flirtiness. Yeah, I will learn a lot of stuff during this game. Oh, let me tell you, Canon, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kana was getting more and more fed up with it. Sasayama, come on, knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department partnered them. Fine, fine. Talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now? Can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? And it's the police operation. Ongoing. They're a bit distracted, I suppose. We're not having this conversation, Kana muttered, looking away. Oh, come on. Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? It's a 2006. Hi, Goodman. Привет. Это типа визуальные новеллы. Сложно объяснить, я не знаю. Короче, фотки реальных актеров, немного видео, Японии 2006 года, что-то про полицию, выбором ответов, которые приводят к разным концовкам. Очень странная игра. And there goes the kidnapper, getting away while we talk about marriage, yeah. 10 out of 10. I wonder if there are any other games like this. Oh, this is super unique. If you find something like this, tell me. But at least we had this very important conversation. Good work, boys. You both get a raise. Да, я не знаю, есть ли еще одна игра похожая. Она довольно уникальная. Но мне пока интересно. Они тут типа девушку похитили. Они же ловят преступника. И отвлеклись про разговоры про девушек, короче. Походу сейчас преступник просто свалит тайком. Да, вот тут реальные фото. Тут еще и видео есть. Hey, Courtney. Hi. How's going? I hope you slept better today. Other games like this? But what is this like? I mean, something with real actors. I mean, some Japanese... Isn't there any other Japanese game with real actors? Some kind of visual novel with real actors. If you had a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? Ah, I was saying, this game is 2006, so they don't have smartphones yet. I had a kick-ass dream. Well, that's cool. Nice. I don't remember what I dreamt about today. I do not. But he did. It was scary now. How, on the mark, Sasayama's instincts were. He's a real detective. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I'm investigating. Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not. Ain't this Masami Nagahama? I can highlight. A national star tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas. Oh, I don't know if she's real or they made up her name. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated They host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. I can check out if she's real. My kick-ass dreams have to deal with me being in outer space. Huh. I see. For me, it's already a good dream if I don't die in dream, because it happens too often. Or I don't have exams in school or something. And there is a bit of a picture. Ken realized he had to bite the bullet. Now, that's my girlfriend. Her name is Rumi, and she's... Sayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. So Sayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sayama scowled and convinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kinda stammered, but he had no answer. Это игра про Цоя, да. Как создавалась группа кино. Предквест. Need to work on your dream self-defense and dream studying, yeah. I've been thinking if you fall asleep holding a sword or something, does it help? The truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on a job. Sasayama handed back Keno's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Click left shift while reading. Ah, it's autoplay. Okay, I don't need it. No, I don't need autoplay. Kinda let out a quick uneasy sigh. No, how to disable it? Спасибо, да. Удачи с барсуками. Квест играл вчера игру про лису, сегодня про барсука. Накупил инди-игр про животных. Это визуальная новелла про полицию. Ну, только не в анимешном стиле, как обычно, с актерами реальными. Очень странная игра. Well, you may survive your dream, but I think the chance that you actually die is much higher. I need some... Yeah, it would sound weird, but I would need to sleep with some safe weapon. Do you know any safe weapons? Maybe a rifle without bullets. But his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of attention. Maybe he should be grateful. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He peered at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case itself, the 5,000 10,000 yen bills had weighted close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Да, она далека от реальной жизни козла. А, кстати, они же, разработчики симулятора козла, они сделали эту 3D-игру типа Фактория. Как она называется? Типа Фактория, но такая 3D-шная. Всю жизнь я и живу. Safe weapons. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had been begun the day before at around 7 p.m. Серьезно? Ну, вроде да. Я, по-моему, на E3, по-моему, Что-то про это смотрел. Ну, когда E3 было. Новости, что-то там. А, там были новости про хорошие продажи этой игры. Типа Фактория. Tower Defense. На телефоне много играл. Tower Defense. Еще на старых всяких там Java игры. В 2005 году. Симулятор камня. Там сейчас одна, по-моему, польская... Издатель польский делает миллион игр всяких про симуляторов. Там, по-моему, они делали симулятор вора. Сейчас симулятор бомжа. Неплохо они продаются. Очень веселая игра. Но я по-моему, видел ее. По первого лица, причем первое ТД от первого лица в принципе. Самое первое. Типа как этот. Orcs Must Die. My dream looked like a 80s British sci-fi show. I was in pure heaven. Oh, something like this show you suggested to watch. This Red Dwarf. I still haven't watched. Sanctum. Да я вряд ли играл. This is MPD Dispatch. The Shibuya precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. I can highlight abduction. In Japanese law, the act, like they will tell me, in Japan it's prohibited to abduct people. Like it's you can do it anywhere else. The act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party is known as kidnapping. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result is known as abduction. Да, давай, может я успею зайти к тебе еще. Удачи. It's not for everybody. Red Dwarf mixed with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Huh. I wanted to read this Guide to the Galaxy because it has the same kind of humor I liked in Terry Pratchett books. I like it. I like Doctor Who, Terry Pratchett books, and I guess I will like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have a book already, but I haven't started to read. I need to check out Red Dwarf at some point, maybe. Subject is Maria Osawa, 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy, last seen at the LL Diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity reported the scene at once. I started playing some other Japanese detective game for PlayStation 1 last autumn, but it had so much swearing I couldn't read it. It's just there was a swearing in every second word, so I kinda stopped to play it. Kana and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Jingumai's 5th district when they got the call. Double L Diner. The two arrived at the Double L Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kana and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Tommy. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? By the way, Hitomi, it also means like a pupil of the eye in Japanese. Eye pupil. My dad started showing me these TV shows he used to watch in the 80s. One of them has Rick Mayo in it? I don't know this actor by name, I guess. My father lived in a village for a long time, like for 15 years or like 18 years. He lived in a village, in a small village. So when he was young, he didn't have a chance to watch anything, like any American shows. Kinda sad keeping his voice low. Yeah. My sister and I were supposed to go to a party together today. I was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. So, Maria had gone along to the party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. He told me arriving late, but showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see his sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station, a wagon of Japanese make. The shows my dad showed were all British BBC. Oh. Yeah, but I got it. Yeah, I meant my father couldn't watch like any foreign shows at all. Yeah, there are a lot of good British shows. I watched Father Ted. It's like a comedy show a year ago, but it's from 90s, like 90, 92, 94, not 80. It was pretty funny, about a priest. Maybe it was Irish TV show. Yeah, I don't know. Tommy held back her tears while she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There was another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Marie's school. He has a suspicious name, Leland Palmer. Very suspicious. I saw too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look, and his Japanese was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country very long. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he'd seen the man shove Marie into the back seat and clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kana was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. We've set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. No. Okay, I'm safe. I almost skipped the task force tip. I wanna read it. It's, by the way, it's if it's 4 to 8 in the corner, it's more important tip, as I understand. Roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shibuya Precinct's conference room. The main force at work is HQ's First Special Investigation Unit. Additionally, other detective sections, riot squad, and investigators from neighboring precincts have been assembled. So yeah, by the way, Courtney, so far in the story, we know only that the girl was kidnapped, and that's all. One girl was kidnapped, she has a twin sister. We're investigating. Response team. In a case where someone has been abducted for ransom, it's often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family, but the family can also be hindrance in making an arrest. To help guide the family's actions, a response team is assembled and stationed at the victim's home, led by an investigator with the proper training. I don't think having suspicious name is grounds for arrest. No. Are you a police officer? I can't be sure. Gotta learn all the super important life lessons from the game, yeah. That's why we play it. I heard of Father Ted. Ardell O'Hanlon, isn't it? I know him from another show. Yeah, Father Ted was funny. I liked it. I tried to recommend it to my friends, but no one was eager to watch it for some reason. Because I guess it's pretty old. This feels like Pigeon Dating Simulator. Yeah, kind of a visual novel gameplay, yeah. Just reading. Gonna be such a pro at existing at the end of this. Yeah, I can become a police officer now, almost. In Japan. It looks like everyone knows English. Everyone speaks English in Japan, according to this game. When Kana and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. Kana could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scoured to and fro around the Shibuya offices. Pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following: "Tomorrow, 10 AM, by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have this sister, Itami bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit." This guy with banana. Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team. Why there is no tip about banana? Like, explain what is this? Along with detectives from elsewhere who had received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover at the victim's home. Kuzi, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. You'd be the best Japanese police officer. Yeah, no one would notice anything suspicious. Banana needs no explanation. The detectives disguise themselves as delivery people and movers and make their way inside without arousing suspicion. Arriving there at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace. I can look into trace. The act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. The police are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes securing the cooperation of the phone company, and the past conducting the trace itself would take time. But nowadays, acquiring the location can be practically instantaneous. If the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. But there were no further calls. Kana checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. You think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why did this guy even pick this place? Kana voiced the question he'd been asking himself. ever since he'd heard the kidnapper's demands. Sasayama shrugged. Figured he must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money, and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. This game has the advantage of, at least you can look at pretty pictures. Japan. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking the things, pal, Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's diary, which he always kept close at hand. Sasayama rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Aha! Here it is. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. The most relevant should have been a banana. It was a favorite saying of Kuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. Tateno was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handled. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed on how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tatena has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe. I mean, he's a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kana ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kana had faith in Tatena as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tatena's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. The man had shot himself in an office, flashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tatena unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. The others had been awestruck by Tatena's actions, and Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found this quite inspiring. Still, you know, Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great a detective as Tatena is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Kana said. So? Banana again. It's no coincidence. There are 2 bananas in the game already. Only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? And just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? Look, please. Can you just focus on what we're doing here? Kano rubbed his eyes and then turned his attention back to Hitomi. Maybe the banana was the kidnapper. It's banana from space. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies to the base of operation. The base of operation is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as an auditorium. MPD and precinct investigators assemble there, and communications, equipment, investigation resources. And such are brought in because of the scale and scope of these activities. Newspaper reporters can be liable to notice, and 7 cases such as kidnapping, where a victim's personal safety is at stake, the flow of information is tightly controlled. If you don't know who Rick Mile is, that means you've never seen Drop Dead Fred. Maybe I've seen, but I don't know all the actors by name. Rating the team's vehicles. I can Google. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen it. I will look into it. I'll be back in a minute. BRB. I'm back. Oh, kinda had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal either. What have you been doing? Osama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Anna gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! Kuz's voice chirped suddenly through Kana's earpiece. A man in his 20s, wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. Yeah, all people in sleeveless jackets are also suspicious. The young man had emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look on his face. It didn't match Hitomi's description. It kind of felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Anna? Sam whispered. Yeah, I think he's gotta be. This was it. Kinda swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him. The detectives rushed in. Whoa, hey! The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured! Oh jeez, I think we've got another suspect on the scene. He's taking the ransom. They said there are 50 officers around here. 50. Wasn't enough. Kuzu's hysterics made Kana spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, a attaché case in hand. If the kidnapper is foreign, not a Japanese, in Japan, that would be super suspicious. There are not so many foreign people in Japan. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kana could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. What should I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh sure, that would be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kana brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Achi Ende steadfastly insisted on his innocence. He's the second protagonist. That's all I know about him. Why did you try to steal that case? Kana watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help you out. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. But Hitomi had just been standing there hard in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't sat the case down. So I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kana's diary shot through his mind. When the tongue sleeps, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic advice for questioning. Something important, you say, such as, how the heck would I know? Archie spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. Standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kana didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good. Questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of the scene work went into cracking the case. Once again, he had Archie explain what he'd been doing starting from the beginning. Quality excuse, just trying to help her out. It takes a long time to finish visual novels. Pretty difficult to stream because of all the reading. So, if this game has multiple endings, as far as I know, it would take a lot of time to try to replay it, which, yeah, I highly doubt I would ever do. If I at least finish once. When I steal all the stuff from Tomo's apartment, let it be known that I was only helping you. Yeah, it was too heavy. Took too much place in the apartment. Spring cleaning and all that. When Kana finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Kana consulted his diary. Haste makes waste. He felt his tension subside Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kana returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation. Weren't you? Huh? Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? The truth hungers. You're free. You hungry? Got some katsudon, if you like. Katsudon, Japanese dish consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and egg. There are several variations such as sauce katsudon, where the egg is replaced with what's this Worcestershire sauce, and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman officer offers a suspect during an interrogation. This could be seen as baiting with food, and is to be avoided. Interesting. Achi nodded silently. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. It looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. I dunno, he murmured, a thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. How many accomplices do you have? Kana asked. But Achi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resignedly, Kana flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Using the lights to your advantage. He has his own book of tips. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal. There are two voices, echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually Kana looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Tatena would know. He sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the diary like it was scripture. Number 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get 'em when they were tired. Kana's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Achi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Kuza, I did it. The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site, he finally confessed to the crime. That is so silly. What? What are you talking about? Kuza laughed in disbelief. I'm just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kinda clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you... Look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No. It can be. I... 10 out of 10 police work. Yeah, just talk to the criminal so long until he falls asleep. And then you can convict him in any crimes you want. If this is the standard, then maybe you really could be a master Japanese police officer. Yeah, I wouldn't be worse, at least, than this guy. After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be detective after all, he thought to himself. So this game is not about kidnapping? They wrapped it up and he resigned. He dropped the diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Bad end. What? I didn't have any choice. Kind of wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. There was only one choice in the beginning, and the tip, like tutorial, said it wasn't important. One of the other protagonists, Achi Ende, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. In another character story, for a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. It's weird. So long Shibuya. Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Ende, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him. Okay. Let's play as Achi. That's a weird beginning. Achi Ende called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure, you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we are gonna get any customers. I feel like the real solution here is not rewinding time to control another person's actions, but rather being a less lazy detective. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Achi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pocket and slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. The entryway to Achi's home also led into the family shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in a tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring the cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka, you will come across an old shopping district. Nestled in its outskirts is Ende Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you will find rows of wares, all caked in dust. a glance, you might well assume the place was closed. A mom hot place like Andes couldn't compete with the big consumer chains becoming throughout Shibuya, booming. So far the store had remained in business, thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. But things weren't looking good for the future. Archie, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Archie stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. To do what? Steal cases? He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Sheesh, this place is filthy. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle. I read one review on this game. It only said like if you play this game, you will find out why Japan and why Tokyo is so clean. Like why the streets in Japan are much more cleaner than in other countries. I get it now. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed in the ground. And with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into his trash bag. We've been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gotten so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he would fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house in Dogenzaka to the train station. Today he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. "I'm sorry? I'm in a bit of a hurry here." He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by 2 men, one with brown hair, one with black. Ah yes, the mark of a true villain, picking up litter. He's definitely our guy, arrest him. He's my protagonist now, the only one. I cannot arrest him. These guys look suspicious, totally villains. It reminds me I still need to play Yakuza. They, on the other hand, don't look suspicious at all. Yeah, probably just musicians. Some artists. From the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ran into the sword, I think pretty frequently, on his trash cleaning walks around town. They're just helping her, yeah. Another kind of trash to take care of. Archie quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. "Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her?" They cringed to me. Huh? Who the hell are you? The 2 men glared. Take a hike, pal. Archie stood his ground. Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark. Hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy? The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog who wore in a bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet? Why, I can highlight someplace more quiet. Привет, Ванин. Это типа визуальная новелла с выбором пути и фотками реальных людей. Что-то среднее между визуальными новеллами японскими и, я не знаю, каким-нибудь Детройтом, Become Human. Странная игра. Как дела? Someplace more quiet. What this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet might suggest a cafe or a park, but to a street punk, it might mean an alley where passers-by are unlikely to interrupt. More flirting tips for you. I think it's not about flirting, it's they're trying to beat me up. The girl stood by, uneasily watching the goings-on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. Isn't that supposed to be an apology? On your knees and back, pal. The man spat his gum onto the ground. Such detailed gum. Archie looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up right now. What? And now the game turns into a fighting game. Not only are you going to be the best detective, but you're going to get all the girls too. Didn't you hear me? Because I told you to get down on your knees and back. What? Archie's hand shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, whoa, easy pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Archie tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Archie just tightened his grip. Gam's a real pain to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know? Ever stopped to consider that? Wait, Are you? The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on Archie's chest. Huh. He has a t-shirt. Echo. I wasn't suggesting they specifically wanted to go on a date with you. Anything can happen in this game, I suppose. I wouldn't be surprised in this game. That shirt, man. Is it? It doesn't look so creepy. The guy's voice was starting to break. That's mean clean. The guy with a mean clean shirt carrying around a trash bag. It means you're... His face went pale. Huh? Meme gleam? The other man echoed the words through his held-shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal. Archie clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's mean clean. Oh. Sorry, man. You're Archie, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man, you gotta cut us some slack. The game's a bit ridiculous now. Now you realize. I don't know why they're so terrified by his t-shirt. Or people who... Yeah, I guess the people who clean streets are super scary or dangerous. The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Archie let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Gasping out hasty apologies. Two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... Shy smile. It looks like a dream sequence. Like this guy we are playing has a dream. He's a hero and saves a girl. Maybe he will just wake up in a moment. Why I can highlight girl? Like they will explain you what is girl is. What is that? Ryoko Kakinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to her part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular plot in trashy novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. Okay, they don't explain what is girl. They explain who is she. He's eco-friendly superhero, yeah. What would be his superhero name? I wonder. Trash guy? Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You'll run into creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya is a good town. Yeah, okay. Archie gave her a quick wave and turned and continued on his way down Dogenzaka. And that music. We will never know what is girl. Yeah. We always have Urban Dictionary in chat. Archie was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the world had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stores and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled between buildings. Archie knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town. Not on his watch. When we arrested such a man, we thought he's a criminal. Archie made his way down towards Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the scramble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Station was its heart. With streets like Bunkamura Dori and Center Guy serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made of people. Today, as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And there was Archie, just another part of this great urban organism. Guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Or wait, maybe I'm red blood cell. Ice cream fell on your keyboard, oh. I'm sorry. That's awful. I can use Akihabara in this game. Maybe. Yeah, by the way, now it's appropriate to use your emote you've been using for a while. It's all your fault. I'm just doing my job, reading this text. Isn't it right? Or did I have it right the first time? White blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Archie was probably thinking of white blood cells. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachika outside Shibuya Station. Oh, she's totally my type. I can highlight my type. I am always very surprised by the choice of highlighted words. To be up someone's alley. To be someone's cup of tea. Okay, that's a good explanation. I wonder if she is a model or a small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. She's standing right in front of Hachiko statue, like a waiting dog. Oh, yeah. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich CEO of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. So he was telling the truth. When the detective caught him, he was telling the truth and he was just trying to help her because it was heavy. He wanted to impress her or something. Now, what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Archie figured he would offer to carry it for her. But first I gotta dump this trash. Looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Doesn't look like she's struggling. She's not a very good actress. When he tried to help her carry this case, he didn't have a trash bag, right? When the detective caught him, he didn't have his trash bag, so it's a wrong choice. If I use this one, I look for a garbage bin, so I will end up as in the beginning. I guess. That's my detective work right now. Deducing. It's a very important decision. If I choose the wrong choice right now, if I make a wrong choice right now, this Kano detective will be fired. Such a good police officer will not have work. Press to go back and reread sections you have already played through, to scroll ahead through text you've already read. Time chart. I cannot open it. Wait, I cannot choose it. I'm trying to press on it. It's wrong. Okay, what if I press B? I don't know. I couldn't choose. I was trying to. You broke the game. I was trying to press on A. Nice choice game. You have two choices. One choice is broken. Or maybe it's still a tutorial, I don't know. But first I gotta dump this trash. I looked around. I guess it's a tutorial. I looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now Archie won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kana. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change. Yeah, it's still a tutorial, but when he approached her, he didn't have a garbage bag with him. He will no longer wind up at a bad end. So let's switch back to Kana's story using the time chart. Interesting. This is the time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression. Japanese developers like to make games with 10 hours tutorials. Yeah. It's either 10-hour tutorial or 0 tutorial like in Dark Souls. Like, they don't explain anything. This is a long tutorial. You've been playing this for an hour and 40 minutes. It's almost 2 hours. Yeah, it's a pretty long tutorial. I think he did though. I feel like I remember the police officers commenting on the trash bag. Yeah, maybe I just have a bad memory. I'm not attentive enough, maybe. Decisions points are marked with arrows. Kano's fate has changed based on Archie's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block. It's the same so far. Oh, now it's different. The man in the black coat. He's not Japanese. Looks to be in his early 30s. Previously, Archie got mixed up with Kana and the police, but now another man has appeared instead, changing what Archie did. But Archie will come back. He just went away to throw the bag. His trash bag. He will become. I guess he will come back to the story later. You've also changed Kano's story. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. It's not good to be foreign in Japan. You're very suspicious. Especially if you're a criminal. You stand out in the crowd. It didn't match the description Hitomi had given them. It kinda felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. Right. Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kana swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps it's her father, long-lost father or brother. Stranger took hold of the attaché case. It was him. En masse. The taxis began to close in. Let's go, Kana. On it. Sasayama and Kana leapt into action. But they never expected what happened next. What happened? I know one of the characters. I have seen one of the characters who will be later in the game. He will be pretty unusual. We haven't seen him so far. I could pass for half Japanese, but then they will tell if I wasn't because I don't speak Japanese. You can pretend you cannot speak at all. But you need to know sign language gestures. The man veered suddenly, running right toward them. Keep out. Kana's story has suddenly hit a keep out. It refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond the keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist story at 10:30. Archie has the text. Young man in a suit. That is red keywords. Checking this red keywords will allow you to jump from Archie's story back to Kana's. Okay, now I'm confused. Now head back to Archie's story and keep an eye out for that key phrase. If it will be written in red, I guess I will notice it. It's still tutorial. How long is this game? Like 40 hours? It's the same. Am I looking for red words or what? Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. It's the same. I've chosen this one. I know in Japanese hafu means half. Japanese. Yeah, it's like from English. Hafu. Hafu. What if I choose this one? I cannot. I looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. She stared. I don't know, right now he doesn't look Japanese as well. Something tells me that that's not her boyfriend. Oh, you could see detectives behind him. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. Took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man. Yuji Sasayama, detective of the Shibuya precinct, known as the cosplay detective, due to the strange outfits he wears while on stakeouts. He's partnered with Shinya Kano for the kidnapping investigation. Hey Bakanoid, hi. Yeah, it's a new AAA game. Very expensive. How's it going? It's kind of a visual novel. Just lots of text about kidnapping of a girl. Oh, I read. I see. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Yep. Good, thanks. That's nice. Kidnapping, yay. By performing a jump from the screen, you can advance another protagonist's story past the keep out. Oh, okay. Jump. Let's go, Connor. On it. You did it. Jump successful. In 4 to 8 you will often need jump to get past another characters. Yeah, okay. There won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions. I like that his sidekick is a homeless dude. He's a real police detective. He has a nickname, Cosplay Detective. He just cosplays. He's very good at cosplay, I guess. But they never expected what happened next. With Nikkei's clenched in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right toward them. What? Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt and bolted off in a new direction. I said the banana is important, look at that. Kinda whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. I need a sidekick IRL. Maybe a dog. Don't you want a homeless man as a sidekick? Cosplay is being a homeless dude kinda odd. Having a kid sidekick like Batman is creepy. What about a homeless kid? When you say sidekick, I remember about SpongeBob, this cartoon. The signal changes to red and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly hundreds of cars lurched back into motion. Look at this action. There was no escape for the culprit now. So it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. Yeah, they showed SpongeBob very often on TV here. I saw a video like different voice actors from different countries who voiced SpongeBob. And then the foreign barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. "Kano, are you crazy? Come back!" Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Did he get hit? With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer. Just a little closer and he'd been in tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off. Don't take him down. It was Kuze, shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend this criminal? Homeless person, I guess, so long as it's not a rambler. Great, now the US is known as SpongeBob country. It's still going, right? SpongeBob, they still make new episodes. Let him go for now. The real purpose, someplace else. Purpose, police jargon for perpetrator. Here Kuze is referring to the fact that the principal offender in the case must be elsewhere. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want him to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team stay on the foreign's tail. Police team dedicated exclusively to the task of apprehending the criminal, while a kidnapping case is in progress. The roles of the officers involved are carefully designated, so that every officer is ready to take immediate action as the situation develops. Typically, tried and true veteran MPD officers are put in charge of teams for breaking into buildings or apprehending the suspect. Okay. Forensics team get busy cross-referencing photos. A decade ago. So you haven't seen a lot of episodes. Even if this foreigner was only an underlying hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they had been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, the girl's life might be at stake. Ken recalled the maxim from his diary. Always assume a worst case scenario. Kuze had told him to let this guy go. That implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with a ransom, and he succeeded, it wasn't the right call here. Maybe Kuze is a traitor. Should he take this guy down or back up after all? Isn't the purpose escape now is too big for a risk? He had to catch this guy. I'll let the other officers chase after the guy. Kinda had his own job to do. I don't know. only watched it when I was really young. After I turned 10, it just kinda gave me a headache. I thought it was stupid. But you said you liked... I was... another TV show, cartoon, I forgot how it's called. It's Rampy and Stimp or something. We can always replay, I guess. Let's try to catch him. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Ren and Stimpy, yeah. I thought it's like 100 times more stupid. In comparison to that, SpongeBob looks very smart, sure. But everybody has different taste. Kinda ran faster. The SpongeBob is pretty popular still in different like memes and jokes. I often see the pictures from it. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Someone's taken Hitomi. Kinda recognized Kuza's trademark squawk immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of a Meiji-dori. Let's just agree to disagree, yeah. Yeah, as I said, everybody has different taste. What? Kenny could hardly believe it. Tommy had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? There were 50 officers around, they said. How could she have been abducted? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kana saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. If the man who'd taken Hitomi was heading toward Meiji-dori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Another choice. Making a snap judgment, Kana told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher, then turned and headed down the nearest alley. I saw a few of new SpongeBob and it's super cringy. Yeah, it's pretty cringy, I know. Among new cartoons, I watched only like, Adventure Time and Gravity Falls. I guess that's all. That's about pretty new cartoons. But I did always used to watch older cartoons, so that's probably why I think SpongeBob was stupid. But SpongeBob is actually a pretty old cartoon now. It's also old. After darting through the side street, he spotted a different man and another foreigner crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who'd grabbed the ransom money. Because it's right, the kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kana skidded around the corner and stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kana could react, the man fired. Oh, great, now... The first choice was... He resigned from work. Now he got dead. It's even better. I mean, like Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny. I see. Kinda felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt. and the palms of his hands, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do, nothing notice, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Yeah, great choice. Bad end. Shot by a foreigner, it's number 4. By trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran into a different criminal, and unfortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Archie make the choice to talk to Hitomi instead of... I can still choose that Kano will try to follow the criminal, but Archie will talk to Hitomi maybe, and yeah, it's different a bit from other games like Quantic Dream with Heavy Rain or something. A bit different. You have a few separate stories you can switch to. A good ending. Then seemingly from everywhere, a whole bunch of other guys burst into motion. First, one, then another, a third, a fourth, a fifth, over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Were they after the attaché case? Within moments, Archie lost sight of them all, through the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait, what about the girl? Yeah, now she's free to flirting, I guess. Now you can talk to her. Archie turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Archie couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene from a film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. So if I choose this, the Kano still stays dead. Let's talk. Archie couldn't... yeah. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. Wasn't there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Archie could scarcely believe his eyes. A revolver. Okay, explain revolver to me. Cold Detective Special. .38 caliber revolver introduced in 1927 by Colt's manufacturing company. A classic example of a snub-nosed revolver. As the name implies, the weapon is frequently carried by detectives, narcotics officers and the like for self-defense. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted up the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. He was aiming right at her head. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. Archie didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrabbled back to his feet. Archie knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way," he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. Come on, run! Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. The police box, let's go. Let's just get out of here. Police box? I'm not sure what is that. So let's check it out. Still pulling the girl back by the hand, Archie headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There were always policemen stuff in these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Big C, coffee shop. Archie flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Hey, this is not good. There was nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Archie ran beneath the JR Yamanote Line railway overpass. A railway loop line that services the Tokyo metropolis. Typically, the morning rush is quite intense, with the stretch from Ueno Station to Okachimachi Station, sometimes crowded as high as 216% capacity roughly, 300 people riding in a space designed for 143 passengers. Unrelated to the Yamato line, it's a subway that operates in the city of Kobe. Very important. Take you somewhere quiet. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first, they sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. Here, take this, will ya? Archie tossed over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, huh? This way. They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end, the girl said, breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. Stopping abruptly, Archie kicked down a wooden plank, covering the gap between two buildings, clearing the space that the person could fit through. See? We can get away through here. In you go. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter? Archie asked. Come on, we gotta hurry. But I... She looked at him as if he was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. They just stood there. He was going to catch them. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name is Archie Ando. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. So please just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew. Right, let's start with this. Had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Archie knocked the whole pile down. Coca-Cola. Sending it, cascading across the pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man, Archie called out. Mind clearing that up for me? The man scowled back at them, fumbled for his gun. Archie flashed him a wave goodbye and slipped away between the buildings with the girl. Wasn't that the guy who shot Kano, detective? You totally can't just push them and get through. Yeah, it was a very difficult obstacle, unbearable. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Archie decided their best bet was to try to stay inconspicuous, rather than risk getting caught on the move. "Guess we can lie low here for a bit," he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. Archie flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on a small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. Archie felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. "Oh, no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not gonna try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we are safe here." The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. "Alright then," he said. "So we're good." "We're good." "Okay, well, good." Archie made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. "So, how about some introductions? I'm Archie Endo. Like I said earlier. You can just call me Archie. I'm Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess." With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Archie felt his heart sing. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Archie had never met another girl like her. Archie? Is something the matter?" They were spacing out there for a bit. Archie shook his head to dispel his daze. "Oh, this is no time to get all starry-eyed." He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Has he even ever met a girl? They don't mention it. Who knows? "Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you." "Right, okay. I'm not really sure where to begin." Tommy looked down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. "Alright," she said at last. "I guess I'll just explain things as they happened." "Wait, hold up. Did you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit." "Okay," Hitomi chuckled. "I'll try my best." She got comfortable, and then started her story. "So, last night somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange, so I did, and this meant that was too quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up a second." Archie had suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. Lost the thread. At times like this, you can you can press up to go back and reread what you have already seen. Yeah, nice. Could you say that again? But, like, simpler? Huh? Sure. What? What's that face expression? I'm just having trouble following, so... Okay, I will leave you with this face expression, BRB for a minute. I'm back. Could put it in the museum. There's no invasion or anything today, though. I'm just letting them get some fresh air. Yeah, you need sometimes. I mean, is this the plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. Or some kinda hidden camera show? This is real. It really happened. The look in Hitomi's eyes were that serious. She's got to be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? And he had seen the Tashi case and a gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind my asking? Tommy hesitated. 50 million yen, she said, after a moment. It's a joke. Get pranked. Archie gave a whistle of amazement. The detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. Like, I almost already forgot that when in the beginning Archie was in the police caught him, we were interrogating him. Now it's all in the past. One of the bad endings. I know there are at least 4 characters, like the main characters. We haven't seen them all so far. I guess there is good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly, and Hitomi looked away. I'm an idiot. But, okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops? He replayed the scene in his head. But then... the kidnapper took the Tashi case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why wouldn't that guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Tammy's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you the police as soon as we... No, we can't do that. Tommy's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? Archie waited for an answer. None came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I really appreciate the help, but I should go now. I guess she doesn't have a sister, even, like a twin sister. Anyone could see her. She could tell, like, it was her sister kidnapped, but she played the victim, for example, and the professor who saw her sister kidnapped could be involved as well. So maybe she doesn't even have a sister. I appreciate the help, but I should go now. Gave Archie a deep bow. Nah, hold on. What I mean, go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure the rest out on my own, somehow. Hey, I said hold on. Tom ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. To be continued? That's new. I thought that's a bad end, now it's to be continued. Archie's end of 10 AM story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Be continued. 10:55. Should I choose a different choice here or the same? Alright, yeah, I chose already to follow him. Cautious. Kinda stopped as well. Another nice face expression. Height, roughly 190 centimeter. Age 30s. Hair dark brown. Clothing all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer and he held up the attaché case. Before Kana could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the road below. No. Panicking, Kana peered over the railing. A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kana beat his lip hard. You okay, kidnapper buddy? Kana sprinted back down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar to life. There are more and more kidnappers and accomplices, like in every new scene there is someone new. You had to make it in time. Such emotion from that. I wonder if it's sarcasm or you're amazed by emotionless. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leaped toward the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kana in its dust. Looking back up at the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the attaché case run away. Oh, by the way, you have seen enough of the game, so I guess it's different from Zero, Escape Time, Dilemma. I cannot remember how it's called properly. Is it 90% different? Or it's a bit similar? I mean, gameplay-wise. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading toward Yoyogi. His report to Kuze complete. Kinda slumped down in dismay. Hey, the respirator. Hi. Definitely sarcasm, but your tone on that line was funnier to me than it probably should be. Yeah, I'm not a good voice actor. No one pays me. The cops had played right into the criminals' hands. Now the crooks were getting away, people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance. The greater failure was he died in a previous sequence. At least he's alive. Oh, thanks for the beats. Thank you. So if you pay me, it means I'm a professional voice actor. Because I get money. To be continued. Stories in parallel like this, once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Pro voice acting, yeah. And the drop the pleasantries. This is a waste of time. at work for you. Banana. It was banana again. Has a ton of endings. Yeah, I have seen a few already. There are tons of bad endings. You can often die. Or fail somehow. This is the end of tutorial. I've been playing tutorial for 3 hours. 3 hours of tutorial. And finally the game begins. 87 apparently. I will play this game forever. Do you know it? So you know this game? I never heard about it before. I found out recently. Reminds of Kingdom Come. They have dialogue and branching plots kind of similar, so you can guess it's by the same developers. They like this kind of thing. Never heard of it. No. It's apparently some kind of a visual novel made in 2006 or 7. But it came out on PC just recently. Can you guess how long should be the game if tutorial is only like 3 hours? Now 4 to 8 has reached the 11 time block. You have 5 protagonists. 5? Yeah. 3 more now. The story will read you first. Yeah, Achi and Kano no. Minorikawa. That's new one. Osawa. And Tama. I guess it's obvious who's the first one. You can definitely tell it's similar style, although Zero Escape is still different enough in its gameplay to be distinct. I see. I should try it. I guess I will like it if it's not too difficult. This game is just text-wise. There are no puzzles here. So this is not difficult, it's just long. Oh, let's check out Tama. That's obvious. Different music and different color scheme even. Zero Escape has voice acting, so maybe you will like that more. Oh, I will not have a job anymore if it has voice acting. What will I do? There will be no need in me. It's so hot in this thing. Does he promote some beverages or what's in his basket? Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else on the street looks nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see, I can barely breathe, for that matter. Hey, what can I do? Huff huff. Or maybe I should have played as this guy or girl later. Find out what's the 11 hours about. Play as Kano again. And then see how this person interferes into the story. This is the sad future we live in. I have no need for you to speak anymore. I'll just press continue button. That's all I will need to do. Oh, you can even hear choose auto continue or autoplay. So you won't need me. I can press autoplay. The game will play itself. Half pant. I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm going to pass out from dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it, I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a masculine costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. Also, there are 4 male protagonists and 1 girl. And she has a costume. I suddenly have so much respect for the people on those superhero team shows. Can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? I'm doing this standing here and I'm this close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. There's no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? The same company as Danganronpa, Zanki Zero, Zero Escape and a ton of other stuff. Yeah, I was talking about Zero Escape with 8-bit. I've seen a bit of Danganronpa. I know there is an anime, but I've never watched it. I've seen just a bit. I'm not sure what's the gameplay in Danganronpa. Are there any puzzles or you just choose dialogue options? But yeah, they're pretty famous. Lots of games. Kappa. Of course you could always set the voice acting to Japanese, and you will still have a job. There is no question. I will always play in Japanese if it has an option. But if they talk in Japanese, I cannot interrupt. You need to listen to glorious Japanese voice acting. I cannot interrupt. Probably superior, yeah. If this game would have a Japanese voice acting, I would not interrupt, I would just listen. It's an option in the first 2. I know it's in the 3rd game. By the way, how long are they? So you finished Did it take a lot of time to finish Zero Escape? Burning Hammer. Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I thrust this free sample toward passerby, while shouting as loud as I can. Free sample, a free portion, usually quite small, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick, allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase. Frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of the product. In addition to passing out free samples on the streets, some shops also include free samples with purchased products. Please note that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it out is theft. Don't do it. Come on, give it a try. Oh, it's no use. People just walk by, one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. It's been like this ever since I started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience will have been for nothing. Just drink this, and watch the pounds melt away. No exercising or dieting necessary. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn. Burn. Yeah, you don't need to say anything else, just burn. That's good advertisement. Free, give me 10. I think it's probably took about 20 hours per game. It's been too long to remember. Burn, yeah. That's good advertisement. Just burn. But if I read everything and talk, it will take like 30 hours, yeah. It'll be pretty long. They are giving me cold flukes now. They probably think I'm some shyster? Trying to offload dodgy product? It's that simple. That's simple, folks. I just drink their weight away. I guarantee it. This whole thing reeks of a scam to me too. In other words, it seems extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referring to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk etymologies have been proposed, including that it comes from a simple shortening of scandalous misdeeds, but these claims have little evidence to support them. Shyster, a person, especially a lawyer, who uses unscrupulous, fraudulent, or deceptive methods in business. Ah, thanks. Yeah, I thought shyster is like from shy, awkward, someone being awkward. It was being fraudulent. I've never seen this word before. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You would think I would be able to give one or two away. It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm going to give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. Close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and the momentum will build from there. It's one of the detectives. Mid-19th century is said to be from Shyster, the name of a lawyer. The behavior provoked accusations of shyster practices, perhaps reinforced by German Scheißer, worthless person. Yeah, it sounded like a German word. Shyster. Sounds like German. Alright, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. They are police detectives. Wait, two? Oh no. Which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys look more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the businessman to my left, or on the disheveled fellow to my right. The disheveled guy is... what was his name? Sasayama, I think. To my surprise, he takes it. Or it's not him. Huh? What's this? He asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please give it a try. This guy doesn't look like he needs to lose weight. No thanks, the man says. I'm good. Keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that. Look, he says. I'm in a hurry. Should give this to someone else. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. For a few moments, we are at silent impasse. Maybe he is weirded out by my cat, alter ego, holding its freeze-frame pose, because eventually he looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off. If anything, this man might need to gain weight. Do you have any super sugar drinks in there? Yeah, homeless-looking guy is not the best customer for losing weight drinks. Yeah. I did it! I finally got someone to take one. But there are still so many samples left. A brief surge of excitement dies before it, giving them a fuller take load. You know, it's always possible to just throw away bottles somewhere until you have given them all to people, because like, I see a lot of people giving out leaflets on streets, but 99% of people always just throw it away in the garbage bin in a few seconds. Anyway, I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. That's I forgot the word. Not a concurrent. That's in Russian. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokana building. Huh, looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody's taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. This guy probably isn't the target market for any product, really. I don't tend to have a lot of spare cash for buying things. They have sometimes, like, every time I go out, some homeless guy asks for money. I gave some sometimes. But yeah, they probably will not buy a losing weight drink anyway. I'll need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. Would love to take the costume off, but then I would have to carry it. Samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. Sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything. Hey, what gives? You got not many left? The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies? Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know? Well, I hadn't even considered that. Now that she says it, it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink, after all. Of course, I'm not gonna have any luck trying to foist it off on the random guys. Well, whatever, the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you've got left. I hand over my samples and the chicken dumps the whole load into her basket. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like, all of them? Yeah, all of them. That's one of the best moments in the game so far. If it makes you feel better, cat person, you're way less scary than the chicken. It's totally not scary chicken. Chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. This may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much, it's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Guy towards the Nokana building. A multi-tenant office building in Udagavacho, located in Center Guy, Shibuya's downtown district. In addition to hosting the weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to the foreign capital protection firm Japan's Cellcom, the IT mainstay Shibuya on Net, video game developer Shindai Tradco, and Strike Back Labs, publisher of the monthly magazine Science Strikes Back, along with many other businesses. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The Jap's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they've promised another 10,000 on top of that. 100 bottles. We sold one. No, we gave out one. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen and I need it as ASAP. I think 20,000 yen is like... it's like $150. We arrive at Nokane building, a rundown multi-tenant office complex. There are lots of flags. The music is still weird. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people with free samples will pull in. The stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer, while explaining its effects to the customers. I kinda like the music. If it plays for too long, for like an hour straight, I'm gonna go crazy. Hurry up and take the thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. It's kinda early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving. Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. The demo is not starting for another 2 hours. That's fair. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head to the waiting room, where they've set out our lunches for us. Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks. She arches her back toward me. Apparently she can reach her own zipper. Oh sure, give me just a second. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. What's the hold up? Come on, I'm rusting in this thing. Hurry up and get off me. I put Spanish goth music over it because it was starting to creep me out. I almost got it, it's just awkward with the mitts. Finally, I get hold of the zipper and yank it downward. A girl emerged from the chicken as if the chicken itself were an egg. Oh, I'm alive. Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too? I ask. Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. How? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong? I ask. Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted. What? Yeah, sorry, this thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. She's stuck in the suit. I wonder what role she plays in kidnapping. So far it's not connected. No, no. I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Oh well. We can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, the girl says. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off you with scissors or anything. Sounds entirely unconcerned. Sounds fair. I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osugi, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. Cat person is the kidnapper. I abducted the girl in a fit of rage after being trapped in a cat suit. In this case, she should also have a time machine, because right now it's happening after kidnapping, or kidnaption. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery gal after all. She breaks into hearty guffaw. Kidnaption. It sounds like a normal word to me. Oh sure, I say. Nice to meet you. Such English. Kidnaption is totally a word. Try Urban Dictionary. It will tell you kidnaption exists. It's when you kidnap one person and this person who you kidnapped someone else. Kidnaption. Kidnapping plus inception. So, I guess you're not gonna be able to eat lunch in it. Get up, huh? That's the act of kidnapping, you see. I'm right. Huh? Oh, that worked. That's right. I have time machine as well. I just came back in time and changed the Urban Dictionary. Oh, shut up, man. Don't sweat it. Just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. Eat both lunches. And drink all the losing weight bottles. Nice diet. I like the expression of the face of the cat. His countenance is very funny. Chiri doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. It'll be a shame to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. Right there for me. Look at the cat. It's just a cheap, little prepackaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a fist. So what's your name? Chiri asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yeah. Oh, it's a struggle to think of an answer. It's a difficult answer. My eyes align on a piece of tamagoyaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. The yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. How they manage to fry an egg like this? I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? Huh? Oh, alright. Tama. From tamagoyaki. Like, tamago is an egg. Tama. She just came up with this name. It's not fried, it's grilled. Ah. Maybe that's the trick. It's Tama. Huh? You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting. Which I'm not sure how you grill an egg. I'm not sure. Chiri chortles and stuffs the piece of tamagoyaki into her mouth and takes a big swig of iced tea. I'm beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunch boxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty, I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out before the sales demo even starts. And then I remember something. It said in the corner the game was saved. Can I change the character? And there was also a difference, like I could try to give a bottle to a guy in a business suit. Various time blocks are shown above. Protagonist actions can only affect other protagonists within the same time block as indicated by the red circle on the chart. Decisions made on grilled egg. Call a girl, ah. Nice definition. Grill. That's not what you wanted. You know what, let's check out other characters we haven't seen so far, and then I will finish. Because it's very tiring to read so much. Osava. Let's check out who's this guy. Osava. Email. Wealth. Status. Honor. None of this mean anything to me. Maybe if I make it multiple, maybe it will work, but it's still Urban Dictionary. It's more than a half definitions are just for fun. All I want is a peaceful life, to put worry behind me, to stay calm and serene, to be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. Oh, song. Cheery rhythm, pumped from the CD player, set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, a songwriter sensation who was blowing up in the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. You mean Urban Dictionary isn't reliable? Yeah, not really. Many definitions are just bored 15 years old people. Yeah. Nah, it's the same. I said the same as you wrote. Nah, it's the same. There is a cooldown, like a minute. You look like the sort of a man who would be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually suits whatever ailed him, but today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind. Restricted, identified infection road to UA virus. Mounds of paperwork was scattered across the desktop in his study, all of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. Isn't Ebola virus? I don't know. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. That was like a biohazard sign. Maybe he works for this umbrella corporation. Quit stealing my words. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. The respirator steals Ukulele's words. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long deep sigh. Yuki for sure is a 4-string, 6-string or 8-string instrument, he cannot decide. From Portugal. Ukulele meaning jumping fleas when they saw the rapid movement of the Portuguese musicians. He was in no mental state to work right now. A faint knock at the door barely aroused him from his torpor. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They are hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently, they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They had been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmations on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. Subject. Line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. Is this... are they corpses? What's that? What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room of a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Sava felt a strange flutter in his chest. Quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osova's spine. Yeah, the story of this guy is pretty different from the girl in the suit we just looked into. What the hell? These symptoms. Sava opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. The UA virus belongs to family Filoviridae, genus Polycivirus. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus. Yeah, the respirator was right. And causes UA virus fulminant hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have assigned the virus to risk group 4, their classification of the most dangerous infectious agents. So this game is more than just about the kidnapping, it's about something else. But how? Questions tumbled through Osova's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he would get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? It said South Africa. The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Second. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it's sometimes known as the sickle of death. It possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. About a creepy woman leaving you in a warm costume and eating your food, yeah. But it was funny. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of the flower. Despite the flower name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infections, the onset of symptoms, and death. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component of the immune system. and destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge, a blood mixed with other bodily fluids. Yeah, I've heard about that actually. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding was set throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles with little results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. Someone needs to learn science vocabulary. Like, I cannot learn all the words. There are too many. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous emails. What makes any of these my crimes? He could see the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? But I would offer to teach you that, but it's Greek and Latin. Yeah, you would not be able. It's too hard. Another faint knock came at the door. Darling? Do you have a moment? It was his wife. Yes, come in, or give me just a second. Osawa hurriedly closed the mail program. Come in. Come in. Yes, come in. I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume. Have you ever considered the whole America thing, she asked. This again, Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? Not now, and then when? You know this isn't a decision you just make on your own. Good. Hey, Ishkaret, you've missed such a great game. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works is a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide, and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. Really? Feels bad, man. Is this the end? It's... I think this game had 3 hours of tutorial. I finished the tutorial 20 minutes ago. It feels like this game is 40 hours long, so it's not end at all. Yeah, there are 5 characters, 5 different protagonists, and one of the protagonists was stuck in a suit, like a furry costume, promoting some product, and she couldn't eat her lunch. hour. Is it your free day? Or you're working today? Yeah, it's like Steins Gate. But it has it actually has interesting gameplay feature, like you can change characters like in any at any time you want and affect each other. I had a few bad endings, like one of my characters died already, but I could change to the other one and save him. And it's like a visual novel with real actors and sometimes a video. It's pretty unique. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus. I will show you, but I need to wait until, like in the down left corner it says save. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. The music has disappeared. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' board of directors. I need to finish Steins Gate and Valhalla first, yeah. Imagine this game is like half Steins Gate, half Detroit. Berby, okay. No way no way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling. Please. I drew in close to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you lived here? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you were director, right? Right, I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Thinking about yourself. With a sour look, I turned and departed. Oh, safe. It said safe. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be as simple as a matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. That was another reason. However, the antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. Therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. Its treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. That's not how you talk to someone. That's harsh. Yeah. There is so much text, I guess you can count it as I've been reading a book for a few hours. It said safe, so can I change to... Yeah, there was a choice. Already. So, who is this guy? Minorikawa. Frantic. The Super Cub 90 raced down Route 246 towards Shibuya. A motorcycle produced by Honda with an 85cc engine displacement, a common sight around town, often used by newspaper and postal delivery workers. Many owners are big enthusiasts, sometimes even swapping out parts such as the handlebars, mufflers, and giving the body a repaint, resulting in fashionable bikes that don't even look like supercars at first glance. Speedometer remained at a steady 60 km/h. Pumping the gas harder was no use. This was as fast as the bike would go. Minorikawa shouted as he sped along. I'm not letting you die. If it's 85, then why it's named 90? To sell it more. If you say it is fun, then I will go look for some Dark Souls, maybe. You mean not to spoil... to get spoilers? It's not that fun. By the way, if you hear... So you see there are like 5 characters. And they have... when there is arrow, like there is a different choice you can make. This guy, Kano, he already died once, and once he was fired. He's a police detective. So I saved him from firing and I saved him from dying. So far he's okay. Alex looks complicated. It's just a lot of text. Not difficult. Ikuza. Let's go. I'll just check out who is this guy and I will finish. It's difficult to read for many hours. He jerked the handlebars and blew past the truck on the inside. The driver scowled at him as he shot by. You maniac! You trying to get yourself killed? Just the opposite. Minorikawa shouted back. It doesn't sound like shouting. I'm saving lives. The stoplight had turned red, cutting him off at the intersection. Oh, come on. He had no choice but to slam on the brakes. But his agitation boiled over as he waited for the signal to change again. I like the way the story flows displayed. I don't know why, it's just nice to me. Yeah, it looks significant, like you make an impact. I doubt that bike can go as fast as they're hyping it to me. How long is this thing gonna stay red? Hurry up already. He's saving lives, but he cannot infringe laws. He cannot break laws. Brought the bike right up to the very edge of the line, keeping the engine revved like a dragster, ready to peel out. Not on time. It's not in my dictionary. The light turned red. And Minorikawa's own light turned green at last. He hit the accelerator as hard as he could. His engine died with a sputter. I've never seen a car license, like a Japanese car license before. Like Russian car licenses, they have 3 numbers and 3 letters. It's different from American, for example. Huh? Oh, come on. What the hell? Car horns blared angrily behind him. In a fury, he put his bike over to the side of the road. No matter what he did, the engine refused to turn over. Wasn't the problem with the spark plug, or maybe the battery? Whatever it was, he didn't have the time to figure it out now. With tears in his eyes, he left the bike, his companion of 10 years, abandoned on the roadside. He reminds me of this biker from One Punch Man. Like an unlicensed biker or a rider from One Punch Man. My plans for getting a Vespa have changed. I need that bike. Oh, I saw... Like, I'm checking out sometimes a German TV channel, or like there was a website about German TV channel website, and it has some videos, like 5 minutes short videos with vocabulary. There was some video about Vespa, like people gathering in Italy, traveling throughout Europe on Vespas. I just watched it recently. He was about to break into a run when he saw a taxi that had letting out a passenger. He hurried to hop into the cab. King Kong Company? Called. Just head for Shibuya Station. I will let you know exactly where once we get closer. The taxi driver nodded coolly. Of course, sir. 10 minutes. Huh? I need you to get to me there in 10 minutes. The driver grimaced. I'm afraid getting there in 10 minutes is a bit... 15 then. Sir, that's still... Look, that's all the time I can afford. Assuming the traffic conditions cooperate, sir, then maybe... I can't make any promises. Minorikawa looked at the driver's ID photo about the meter. His name was Hachiro Imizuka. It's really common to own a Vespa in Italy. It's originally an Italian motorcycle, right? Vespa. Oh, it means Vespa, Vesperia, Vesper. It's a star, right? Hachiro. See, Hachi means 8. Ro is like a corridor. 8 corridors. You can translate his name. He was a middle-aged fella. Looked a little rough around the edges. Привет, Лу. Не, это очень крутая игра. Не знаешь про нее, что ли? Известная игра. Mr. Kimizuka, I chose you for this. You can do it. Chose me? So I'm pretty certain we met by chance. Okay, sure, I suppose you could phrase it like that. Anyhow, can we get going? Right, Kimizuka said with a faint sigh. I will see what I can do. The taxi pulled away at a decent clip. The beginning of Taxi movie. Minorikawa's frantic journey had started 20 minutes earlier. Now it's a flashback. He'd been at home, working on an interview piece. He clucked his tongue in annoyance as the ringing phone broke his train of thought. Why did someone always call right when the words were flowing? If he didn't keep getting interrupted, he probably could wrap this piece up in no time. Be quiet. Oh, 10:52 it says. He pointed at the telephone as he yelled. I'm right in here. But his shouting did nothing to silence the ringing. You didn't have much choice but to pick up. Никогда не слышал. Да, тут почти диалоги. Это типа визуальная новелла, смешанная с типа Heavy Rain'ом или Детройтом. Телефон так долго не звонит обычно. По сути, тут только читаешь текст, но иногда есть выбор. Так что персонажи могут умирать, если неправильно выбор. The taxi driver looked like the actor that portrayed the murderous Daden Ji-won. It's a Japanese game and Japanese movie, so maybe it was the same guy? You could disconnect the phone or not pick it up. There's more options here. Yeah. Алита? В смысле? Алита есть. Minorika was speaking. Moshi moshi. There was no response. Hello? He hesitated, ready to hang up. Was this a prank call? Игра по Алите. Боевой ангел этот. По манге. Фильм, который новый. Да, там есть, но старая вроде. Конца 90-х годов есть что-то. It's me. It's Toyama. It was Teruo Toyama, the president of Heaven Publishing. A publishing company that puts out both hard-hitting non-fiction books and tabloid-style scandal rags. Invincible journalist, penned by a company president, Toyama himself, was a candidate for the Japan Non-Fiction Prize. Она тоже не с нашего мира написана. Oh. What do you want? If this is about work, I'm already booked pretty full. He'd taken work from Heaven Publishing on several occasions, but the pay was hardly competitive. Дебаты? Про выборы президента? Я играл какой-то Зеленский, Порошенко. Нет, такое я не играл. Я какую-то очень старую играл, их очень много. Именно это нет. Я понял, это качественная игра. Шедевр. Lately he'd been turning them down a lot, so he hadn't heard from Toyama in a while. No, this isn't work related. And what do you want? I'm kind of pressed for time here, working on some copy. Minorika was in no mood to beat around the bush. It seemed like every conversation he had with Toyama went like this. You're busy. That's good. Busy is good when you're a freelancer. Toyama sounded unusually sympathetic. Minorika found it off-putting. I hear sales have been good on your end, he said cautiously. With this month's 4-star general gossip and all. 4-star general gossip, a magazine focusing on the private lives of celebrities and politicians. Most of the articles found in its pages are random nonsense, but 1 out of every 100 or so contains an actual major scoop, making it a difficult outlet to ignore. Шедевр, о котором мало кто знает, вернее, знают лишь те, кто знает. Они знают те, кто не знает. It had a small circulation and for the most part flew under the radar, but once in a while they would land some big scoop and sell like crazy. This month's edition had come with a free scratch card, a gimmick that had moved 100,000 copies of it. 5 winning symbols in a row wins 100,000 yen, was it? Minorika asked. A week. A moist sound came through the receiver. Задержку беру. Че, она большая сейчас задержка? Сколько секунд? Came again. Then again. It kind of sounded like sobbing. 8. Я пару человек, которых смотрю. У них тоже 8, примерно 9-10. У меня часто интернет плохо работал, так что... Не знаю, если я уберу ее, может, все будет глючить. Mr. Tayama, are you crying? That was another soft sob. And then yet another. Там 1 и 2. What's going on? Where are you? Norikawa asked. At the office. Tayama managed. He let out another mewl and whimper. What's the matter? It's nothing. Well, it's gotta be something. Come on, what is it? Toyama gave no reply. Mr. Toyama? Is still there? Silence. What is it? What happened? Look, doesn't tell me anything. What the hell's going on? That's some weird dialogue. Ну, да, в последнее время интернет работает вроде нормально. Решил поверить в Иисуса. Но он работает как? Неделю нормально, неделю не очень. Не поймешь. Или его начал кто-то бить. And now he cares just because he's crying. Yeah, you cannot ignore a crying person. Okay, I'm sick of this. I'm hanging up now. Norikawa was about to break the connection when he heard Tayama murmur. The only thing I can do now is die. The taxi lurched to a sudden stop as the driver slammed on the brakes. Norikawa pitched forward, his face smacking against the back of the seat in front of him. Himizuka stuck his head out of the window. Careful, buddy, he shouted at someone in the street ahead. You're gonna get yourself killed. It's a detective, Kano. Вышел тестирование 12-ядерного. Я уже где-то с 16-го года особо не слежу. Я не знаю, насколько сейчас какие процессоры сильные, мощные. Кто лучше, кто хуже. Ват следит. Он там заказал какой-то новый. А я слабо разбираюсь сейчас. That's why you wear a seatbelt, kid. The guy grabbed onto the handle of the back door. Please, I need you to let me have this cab. No way. Minorikawa snapped. Oh, okay, I see how Minorikawa connected to the case. Because Kana was chasing a man with a briefcase, and he drove away in a motorcycle, and the next car he sees is Minorikawa rides in it. Рязань, не прогадаешь. Но я пока не собираюсь новый покупать. Пару лет. Just who did this guy think he was? Please, I'm begging you here. Look, I'm in a hurry, pal. Get your own cab. I know how ridiculous this must sound, but please. This is really, really urgent. Urgent? Yes, it's a matter of life and death. Please. The guy did look pretty desperate. Look, I'm sorry. He still has a helmet, like a bicycle helmet. I mean, motorcycle. Больше транзисторов, плюс там инструкции поправили. Ну, очевидно, чем это новее поколение, тем лучше, наверное. Но я пока... Я в ближайшее время точно не буду брать процессор новый. А к тому времени, когда я буду брать, уже появятся новые. Наверное, еще пару поколений появится. Так что там уже все изменится. И цены, и все. Пока не парюсь. Wanna be as awesome as he is. Probably for the best, considering the taxi was almost just an accident. Helmet would come in handy. Yeah. So, Akano is in a desperate situation. The police officer needs to chase the man who stole the briefcase. This guy was... Minorika was also riding somewhere. He needs to get somewhere quickly as well. О, привет, Квест. Ты уже закончил? Прошел игру, да? Если говорить о Intel, которые третье поколение выпускали на тех нанометрах, то разницы не ощутишь. А вот 7 нанометров привел заметен. Да, там на этих бы новых процессорах можно было бы одновременно хорошо и играть, и стримить даже современные игры. Посмотрим, что будет в 2021 году. Какие просто 2 игры прошел. Они снова короткие, как про лесу. На 1,5 часа. А эта игра наоборот. Я не знаю, она часов, наверное, на 40. Я сейчас посмотрю, что пишет интернет. Это, наверное, очень долгая игра. Хотя он больше как кинцо. Ну да, пишут 30-40. Ну, при том всем, что я читаю все вслух, получится 50 часов. В 2021 году будет на 5 нанометров, а если повезет, то и на 3. Ну да, ситуация меняется быстро, за пару лет. То один производитель, то другой выигрывает. If you Google this game, it says it has a quest genre, like it's a quest. It doesn't really looks like a quest. Visual novel adventure quest game. It was initially published for Wii, for Nintendo Wii. Wii. Nintendo Wii. I'm more confused as to why he has headphones and he can't put them on over the helmet. Well, it got high praise from critics, earning a perfect score on Famitsu. What's this? Oh, this game has 40 out of 40, like Famitsu, the best, like the most famous Japanese magazine. 4 reviewers gave 10. Like everyone gave 10 out of 10. 40 out of 40. У этой игры рейтинг 10 из 10. Nvidia банкротится после майнинга. Я говорил, японский журнал самый главный. Famitsu, самый популярный большой японский журнал, дал этой игре 40 из 40. Но у них там свои вкусы. Famitsu дает высокие оценки обычным визуальным новеллам и аниме-играм. Например, Dark Souls, который любят все в последнее время. Он ему дал 20 с чем-то из 40. То есть очень низкий. Это журнал именно. Как игромания у нас у них. Фамицу. Then let me write of you. I'll pay for the whole fare. My entire future is on the line here. The guy sure was persistent. Maybe he was telling the truth. But Minorikawa had problems on his own. Sorry, buddy. It's life or death on my end too. I gotta look after me and mine. Right. So sorry to trouble you. Finally the guy gave up and shuffled away. Guess it couldn't have been that much of a life-ending crisis after all. Norikawa checked his wristwatch. На Рязани. Так она сейчас все играет там и стримит без лагов. Все плавненько. Ну да. That just cost us 5 minutes. I'll try to make it up, sir. The driver called back. The taxi lurched into motion, the engine quickly revving up to speed. That was super weird. Once inside the building, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs, having published and rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of the 4-star General Gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, he still has his helmet. The door was locked. That conversation took 5 minutes. If you also count my distraction to the chat, it took even more. Mr. Toyama! Hey, Toyama! He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Biggie Forest. Something was seriously wrong. Norikawa took a deep breath and then kicked the door in. Whoa. The sight as he stepped into the office filled him with horror. Norikawa clutched the sides of his head. I'm too late. Oh no. If only I've gotten here a little sooner. Bad end? Just 5 minutes. I got it. I couldn't choose anything with Minorikawa. But I can replay Kano sequence and change it maybe. So I do not interrupt Minorikawa. I guess Kano will have a scene where you choose which car to ask for. If we can't, your distraction took like 15. That guy is long dead by now. Yeah, even corpses. Cold. You may need to use it to have bad door. Минус AMD, что надо оперативку мощную. DDR4. Но оперативка обычно не так проблемно. Minorikawa rushed to Heaven Publishing as fast as he could, but he didn't get there in time to save Toyama, and sad to say it was really all Kano's fault. Why does Kano want a taxi so badly? Check his 1110 timestamp, and the situation might become clear. I was thinking more that he might fall down the stairs, but bashing down the door works too. So you cannot really fail. You will have to replay, I mean, anyway. It's actually a good cliffhanger to finish at. This guy is gonna get killed. A man with a gun pointed at him. This guy is looking for a criminal. This guy found a corpse. This guy doing something as well about virus and the girl. Count, not can't, which is my English. Totally better than mine English. Да, я играл, ну, не прошел, но играл. Это одна из первых самых, наверное, самый первый клон Dark Souls, польский. Чисто как Dark Souls, только ну, похуже. Perhaps, but not by much. And 0 bad 3 bad end. Time played 3:45. Не, ну в нее поиграть можно. Я, может, даже как-нибудь поиграю полностью. Она такая, ну такая, как сказать, проходная игра. Если нравится Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, такого типа игры, на пару вечеров пройти быстренько. Она недолгая. Она короче, чем Dark Souls, там мало боссов. Okay, I guess I'll have to go for now. Do something else. It's been almost 4 hours. I'm not trained to talk so long. Thank you everyone for hanging out for so long. Thanks 8-bit, Courtney. It was nice that you could watch the game together with me. It's an interesting game so far. It has interesting plot, how all the characters connect to each other later, and it seems like it has a deep plot, so it's not only about kidnapping, it's about something else going on. Yeah, see you later. So maybe tomorrow I will write on Discord. I didn't really get the game, but it was cool nonetheless. Yeah, you need to play like 10 hours at least to get it. It's pretty long. В игре было почти один текст, так что я за 4 часа устал разговаривать. Спасибо, Лу, что зашел. Давай там. Да, до встречи. Я пока пойду. Что-нибудь другое поделаю. So, goodbye.